Hey folks, what's up? Lex here, one half of the Married Movie Reviews team, and today I decided to upload a new video after months and months of no activity at all. I think our last video was, our only video was a review of Death Note on Netflix, and so I've been kind of getting into the thought of collecting Blu-rays, and we have a Blu-ray collection, but like avidly going out and searching for good deals and all that kind of stuff. I did that with retro games, and I know you can't see it, it's off to the side, but I have a huge collection of retro games now from going to yard sales and just finding the best deals possible. And I kind of wanted to do that with our Blu-ray collection, and today I'm going to go through my part of the Blu-ray collection. Now we have together combined, me, my wife, and my son, over 80 Blu-rays, but my portion of the Blu-ray collection is actually pretty small. We have a ton of DVDs as well, and my portion of the DVDs is quite big, but I haven't really jumped on Blu-ray because a lot of the films that I like are older films, and I just have always gone by the theory that with older films you don't need Blu-ray because a lot of them are meant to be gritty and grainy and stuff like that. But I've kind of converted over to just wanting everything to look nice. We have a 4K TV now. We have a 4K Blu-ray player. And DVDs just, they look really blurry, pixelated. They don't look good at all. I didn't think there was going to be a tremendous jump, but there is, even with Blu-ray. We do have a 4K Blu-ray, and we've watched it, and it looks amazing. But Blu-ray is actually HD enough for me. In most cases, there are some films I'd probably want in 4K. But anyway, trying to cut the rambling here, let's get on to the actual Blu-ray collection here. This is, again, my portion of the Blu-ray collection. Alright, so starting off here, we have the Big Lebowski, the Digibook edition, Digibook. This is actually pretty cool, and I got this for like $6 bucks, Black Friday. I know you can't really see much of that there, it's a glare too, but it just has like pictures from the film, lines from the film, explanations, notes, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's one disc. It's got a bunch of special features on it, and the sides kind of get crumpled up with digibooks, I've found. Other than that, though, they're pretty cool. They're just very nice. I think this is my only digibook that I have on Blu-ray. But the Big Lebowski, real quick, I just want to give like a quick note on each of these films and what they mean to me. Maybe I'll do like a longer format for individual movies later on if you guys want to see that. But I love the Coen brothers. I love a lot of what they do. I don't love everything that they do, though. I think everything that the Coen brothers make is quality, but not all of it clicks with me. And the Big Lebowski is kind of like halfway in that. It's like the dialogue in the bowling alley, like pretty much any scene in the bowling alley I love. And I kind of wish the movie was just everything in the bowling alley and add a few more scenes in the bowling alley. I don't really care for the kidnapping and the rug, and like I know people do, and that's cool with me. I've seen the movie so many times over, and people love all the different parts of this movie, but to me, where this movie really shines is the dialogue and scenes inside the bowling alley. So I like the Big Lebowski, obviously enough to get the digibook, even though it was on sale. But I only really collect stuff that either I want to see and I haven't seen before, or stuff I know that I like. So I know that I like that. It's just not, I don't even know if that's in my top 5 Coen Brother movies. But yeah, I think it's the only Coen Brothers Blu-ray I actually have. So I guess that speaks something, right? Next up, we have one of my favorite films of all time, Boyhood. Now, this is a very polarizing movie, and I don't want to go all the way into it, but the reason I love Boyhood here is because I wholeheartedly agree with its philosophy on life, in that I don't think life is about a bunch of big moments. like movies tend to do. They tend to focus on big moments in someone's life. I think life is about the smaller moments that kind of shape us into who we become, and that kind of dictates the decisions that we'll make in those big decisions when we come to them. And I think this movie nails that perfectly. And I like Richard Linklater. Again, don't like all of his stuff, but I do really like some of his stuff. And this is one, I know a lot of people didn't like it because they said, oh, it's just a gimmick. I think it's so much more than a gimmick. I think it's awesome. This was like $5 or something like that, maybe $7 at Target. And it's got 2 discs. It's got the DVD, digital code, and special features. I don't think I've actually watched the special features on this, so I'm gonna have to put that in soon. Next up, another favorite of all time, A Christmas Story. This is the Steelbook edition. Had to have this for my collection. Cut off cable a while ago, so every Christmas Eve we put this on. We put it on loop. Even when we go to sleep, it's playing in the living room. When we wake up, it's playing. It's kind of the tradition that was built a long time ago for me as a kid. This is a very nice steelbook, I think. On the back, you kind of have the Santa there with the ho ho ho, and there you got Ralphie with his brother in the back. And then inside, you have the DVD, the Blu Ray, and you got some inside artwork. It's really cool. My only problem with this is that it is coming apart already. If you see right there, I don't want to bend it too much, but it's coming apart already. But I love this movie. I think I could watch it over and over and over and over again. Obviously, I do on Christmas Eve. I tend to only watch it on Christmas Eve, though. But there's just so many classic lines and moments in this movie. It's very good. Moving on, real quick, Curse of Chucky. As some of you know, I'm a huge Chucky fan. Child's Play. I made a 40-minute documentary on one of my other channels, Lex Marston. Go check that out if you are inclined. But I made a 40-minute documentary about the series up until Curse of Chucky. That was before Cult had come out. And I really like this movie in particular. I thought it was a return to form. Don Mancini is a fantastic director. He's got a great eye. And this is a really cool movie. I like it. Some people thought it was a little hokey. I don't know. I really liked it. The first Blu-ray that I remember us getting, I think, The Dark Knight. If it's not the first Blu-ray, it's one of the first. We got this back in 2008. It's funny, real quick, my wife and I were married in 2008. We had our honeymoon. We went to San Antonio in, I think, July of 2008. And we decided while we were there, we're going to go watch some movies. And this was one of the movies that we watched. I know. Who goes on a honeymoon and watches movies? I guess we do. That's just kind of how we are. And this was one of the movies. I'm not a huge Batman fan. I'm not a huge superhero movie fan. I really don't care for them all that much. But this movie is excellent. And we loved it. And one of our family members got us this for Christmas. It's slipcover. It's got the Joker there. Heath Ledger. Just fantastic performance on that. And then we have the Dark Knight Rises. Didn't care for this one as much. Bane to me, I guess, growing up as this roided out wrestler. And in this, he's different. And not to say that it's bad. I do like, Tom Hardy as Bane in this. But I don't know. It just didn't click with me as much. It kind of felt like more of the same. And without the great performance of Heath Ledger, it's okay. It's all right. It's pretty good. Next up, we have Draft Day. Now, this is one that probably a lot of people are like, or it wasn't very good. I love the NFL Draft. It's my favorite thing of all in all of sports. So when I heard that this was coming out with Ivan Reitman directing, I just I couldn't wait. I thought it was a dream. And I saw this in the theater. I loved it. Got it day one on Blu Ray. I do really like this movie. I admit it's not the greatest sports movie of all time, but I really do like it. I watch it around the time of the NFL Draft every year, and sometimes, whenever I'm feeling like in a football mood, I'll put this on. Kevin Costner, not his best performance or whatever, but I think it's very interesting, especially the final scenes where they're at the draft and making all the deals and stuff like that. So very cool. Next up, we have The Departed. Not much to say about this. Scorsese, not his best film. I do like it, though. This is one of the first Blu Rays that we got. I do love Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's one of the best, if not the best actor out there. And the problem with this movie for me is it did kind of confuse me a little bit, and I don't know if it confused you or not. I had to watch it a couple times to figure out what the heck was going on. I do like it. It's just not one of my favorites. Okay, so this movie, Extract, I'm not a big fan of this movie. It's okay, but I love Mike Judge. Office Space, Idiocracy, King of the Hill is my favorite TV show of all time. Maybe even my favorite piece of media of all time. I love Beavis and Butthead. I love Silicon Valley. I love Mike Judge, and this is not very good. This is not. I feel like this is a precursor to Silicon Valley. It has a lot of that same humor in it. It's just kind of disjointed. I don't like it very much, but it's there. Like I can watch it though. It's watchable. It does kind of irritate me because it's not very good. Next up, we have the only Blu-ray TV season that I have. It's Fargo season 1. I love this show. Fantastic. Came with a little beanie here, and I think I paid like $25 for this, but it came with a beanie that I actually used quite a bit, so I felt like it was more than worth it. I love season 1. I love season 2. I haven't seen season 3 yet. The only one I really felt that I needed to get it on Blu-ray was season 1. I love Billy Bob Thornton. That will be in a later video, my love for Billy Bob. But yeah, just a really good show. Had to get that. This is a top 20 movie for me, and it might even be top 10, top 5. And that's Glengarry Glen Ross. This movie is magic. Dialogue, magic. The dialogue in this movie, which plays, I think this is an hour and a half long. It's not a super long movie. At least I don't remember it being a super long movie. The dialogue just plays like a jazz piece. It flows from scene to scene even. And, I mean, the performances in this, Jack Lemmon and Ed Harris and Al Pacino, Kevin Spacey, even Alec Baldwin with his infamous speech in the beginning. This movie is just so good. The dialogue in this movie, I'm sure there are movies out there that are, just as good dialogue-wise or even better. But I love this. I could watch this every single night just because it hits those dialogue cues. It's awesome. The performances. Alan Arkin, I didn't even mention him. I want to do like a whole video on this. I don't want to take too much longer on it, but I love that movie. It seriously could be a top 5 movie for me. And I do plan to make a top 20 favorite movies list. That'll be pretty difficult, but next film is a film that has become a cult classic. At first, not a lot of people liked it. It's Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is the Scream Factory DVD, or Blu-ray. I don't know why I keep saying DVD, but Blu-ray release. So it's got this nice slipcover here, and then inside, same deal. And it actually has a reversible cover. That's the DVD cover right there. So I have this on DVD too. But I definitely wanted to get this because it's got a lot of cool special features, including Horror's Hallowed Grounds, I think it's called, where basically they go around to all the different places where this was shot. And actually, this was shot about an hour and a half away from where I live right now. Some of this was the town of Santa Mira. So that's really cool. I want to go up there eventually at some point and check that out. But I really love this movie. I know it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. It does have Michael Myers in it, but it's not the focus of Michael Myers. And I know some people really don't like it because of that. Why call it a Halloween film if it doesn't have Michael Myers? But they were planning on doing kind of like an anthology type of thing where every Halloween was different. And I wanted to see how that turned out, but we didn't get to see it because that movie kind of tanked because of that whole Michael Myers thing. Anyway, I think I need to do a whole video on that too, or the Halloween series at least. another Halloween film I have on Blu-ray. I was really excited to find this in like the $8 bin at Walmart. It's Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. This has the unrated producer's cut on it, which for a while was very difficult to find. You can find it on YouTube at some point. But before that, it was just really bad quality and stuff like that. This has that. I don't think it necessarily makes the film any better. You know, that's kind of an opinion. But it's cool to see like two different versions of the same film. And I do like this film. I don't think it's the best in the series at all. In fact, I would probably put it middle of the pack. But I do like this. Part 6, I guess you would call it. Alright, so we only have 3 movies left, and we're only in the H's, so it jumps quite a bit. But this one, childhood favorite, heavyweights, one of the best kids' movies of all time. Ben Stiller does a fantastic job in this. This is key. This is peak Ben Stiller right here. So if you don't like Ben Stiller in this, you're probably not going to like him in anything he does. You know, this and Meet the Parents are probably my 2 favorite things that he's done. And just the ensemble cast of the kids, fantastic. This has a lot of good special features on it too. It has commentaries. It has interviews with the kids now. It has they took a lot of Super 8 behind the scenes footage from the set. So really good pickup. You can get this right now at Best Buy for like $6. So pick that up if you haven't already. Really is worth it. Alright, next up, another horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. And a lot of people don't like this film, too. It's got the lenticular cover. You see the slash marks go through. I saw this movie twice in the theaters. I really liked it. I really like this movie. And at some points, I even like it better than the original. Most of the times I don't, because it's Robert Englund in the original, and just they did such a great job. There's so many cool images from that original. There's not a whole lot of cool images in this one, but I feel like the cast in this one is just fantastic. Clancy Brown, Connie Britton, just so many good actors in this film, and I think Jackie Earle Haley did a good job with Freddy. But the problem is with this remake is that Robert Englund is such an iconic face for this role and personality for this role that I feel like people, as soon as they saw this Freddy, kind of dismissed this movie. What's cool about this movie is they go further into the backstory of Freddy and, you know, what happened to him. Again, maybe not one of my favorite horror movies of all time, but I really like this movie. I think it got a really bad rap. This has the digital Blu Ray DVD combo and all that stuff, so I had to pick this up as soon as it came out too. Like I said, saw it twice in the theaters. As soon as it came out, I was there. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do enjoy this remake. And maybe I'll do another video on remakes altogether, because I have an opinion about remakes that is not popular. Finally, what we're going to get to here, the final Blu-ray that I have. When it came out, I was super excited that there was a movie coming out about a professional wrestler, and kind of like the gritty behind-the-scenes stuff. There's stuff in this that I don't like, because I feel like if somebody who watches this doesn't really have a good understanding of professional wrestling, they'll think that every single wrestler is like this and they go down this path, and that's not true. But the performances, the set pieces, the direction, it's all really, really good, and that's The Wrestler from Darren Aronofsky. I really don't think I've met anybody who dislikes this film. There are people who... let me just say this. There are people who don't care for the subject of the film, but even they kind of say this is really well made. I agree with that. It's got some cool features on it. It's got like a round table with a bunch of wrestlers, and just Mickey Rourke's performance in this is just fantastic. The whole deli scene stuff, so good. And this is a movie that I try to watch every year. and you know, I might not be a big wrestling fan these days, but I know so much about wrestling that when I watch this, it feels like a very hearty kind of movie where you're getting a lot of substance. Like, this is not just a surface level movie. It's got some deep things going on in it, and it's really cool. So there is my Blu-ray collection. Again, not too many Blu-rays here, but I'm planning on upping my Blu-ray collection by finding cheap Blu-rays, whether that be at Best Buy or Target or Big Lots, which is a great store for Blu-rays. If you don't know, I'm sure you do know, but you know, other stuff like yard sales and Facebook, and just basically getting hauls together and doing videos on those. That's what I plan to do. I actually have a haul already for the first video for that. You'll see that probably in a couple days, but I'm just doing this for fun because I do love movies, even though sometimes I want nothing to do with them for a while. I do love movies, and I do love collecting as well. And I feel like Blu-rays are so cheap these days that it's a good time to collect for them, and the quality is outstanding. So we'll just have to see where it goes. But anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. If you have any Blu-ray collection videos, link them in the comments below so people can check them out. Subscribe to the channel for more Blu-ray talk and film talk in the future. And until next time, I'm Lex, signing off for Married Movie Reviews. We'll catch you next time.